Sometimes things don't go your way, and as much as you try, everything just keeps going wrong. I'm talking about on the seas, not real life, okay? But this here is to show you what you can do about that. As you will see, everything in this tale goes completely wrong for me, but it is still a success at the end of the day. So now that you've liked and subscribed, let's begin this story. I began this adventure by raising up the merchant's flag in the hope of sailing around on the hunt for some lost shipments amongst the seas. And that's exactly what I did, finding notes and maps leading me on their journey from on the waters to their doings on land, meeting up with old passed on friends. Each destination I reached, I hoped more and more that I could find the captain's key and unlock my prize inside the sunken vessel. But for the first few islands, nothing was found until suddenly the horn of the Fort of Fortune sounded.
Oh, well, amazing.
And I was now wanting to finish this voyage as quickly as I could. It didn't help that a skeleton sloop arose, attempting to stop me in my tracks. But before they were even able to fire a single shot, they had been sunk, and it was on to my next marker. But as I said, and I'm sure you're aware by now, things did not go to plan, and everywhere I went, no key was found, until finally, I reached this scuttled ship. This meant that all of these places I had visited only got me this little book and a few shipment crates, and I had to leave behind all the ones locked in the captain's quarters. Yes, this did suck, but also you can't win them all, and it was a nice sail around, taking on a sloop and the skeletons on land, but with the FOF and a Fort of the Damned ahead, I decided to head on over and sell at Plunder Outpost before finally making my way towards grabbing me a chest of fortune. The closer I sailed to the fort, the more I was getting excited, as I had not seen or been to one for a while, and I was readying myself for a fight. But getting nearer, I could see both a sloop and a galleon together, so hoping to join the alliance for now, I fired off a white flare and sailed straight on in, only to be met by cannon fire from the sloop, so I had to drop sail and get out of their broadside whilst returning fire best I could. As they sailed off to come back around, I turned my focus on the galleon, and with all of my shots hitting their lower decks whilst they must have been working on the fort, I had sunk them.
They sank.
And as I thought, it was now a sloop on sloop fight. We each took a beating as cannons were splintering our port sides, but sailing past, I could hear more members, which must have been from the galleon on the island. So leaving my ship to try and take them on land was not the best move for now. So I stayed on my ship, returning fire, but not realizing I had sailed straight into the island, and I was being pummeled and now slashed. But after a quick shot took care of him, I was just about able to force my way out of there, repairing my ship, sailing away and bucketing as fast as I could. Somehow, I had made it out of there, with really not knowing how, but feeling much more confident as I sailed back on in.
Right, the fact that I came back from that, boom. We're good to go.
More cannons were fired, and as I hit the back end of the sloop, it ignited a keg as they must have had one on board, and I was feeling excited that I was about to win and sink these. But as they must have had other people sailing with them, they were much sooner back up than expected, repaired and firing at me once again. I was now being chased around, fired at and boarded, but all attempts were being denied as I was feeling on top of the world and in a good position to take this treasure, until a shot from them hit my helm and splintering it.
Oh, the wheel.
Leaving me unable to turn away from the island quick enough, but this didn't matter, as a keg had now blown holes in my lower deck, and this crew was now getting the better of me, so all I could do was fire back as they sailed in. However, the fort had now been completed, and I was slowly sinking.
Oh!
Somehow, I was able to fix up the red beard and head back on over to at least take some of the treasure, but as I was, the galleon had returned, and I knew that I was in trouble.
Oh my god.
More so when an unsuspecting boarder climbed on and sent me to the ferry. anchoring me down and keeping me busy as the galley was now sending cannons and firebombs my way. And as the fires raged on, they sent one final boarder to finish off the job, sending me back to the ferry as my ship had sunk, leaving me stranded on an island with no treasure but a large smile. Not getting any loot was nothing, knowing that I was able to put up such a commendable fight against these pirates, almost coming out on top and only losing to being completely outnumbered 6-1. But if you enjoyed this tale and want to hear many more like it, be sure to subscribe and like the video if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next tale. Arrgh!